Hi, this is Jane Stavum, Superintendent of Lake Washington School District. This is an informational presentation on the 2019 Capital Projects Levy. This project levy is aimed toward two main objectives: addressing our immediate classroom space needs and continuing our efforts for safety and security across our district. Lake Washington School District is a fast-growing district. Here are some fast facts about our enrollment. This year, we enrolled nearly 30,000 students, making us the third largest district in the state of Washington. Our district serves the cities of Kirkland, Redmond, Sammamish, covering nearly 76 square miles. This means we have grown by over 6,000 students over the last 10 years. This is a 26% increase in students between 2008 and 2018. If we continue on our current enrollment trajectory, we expect to enroll an additional 2,000 students by the year 2022. Our primary mission in Lake Washington School District is to make sure that every student will graduate prepared to lead a rewarding and responsible life as a contributing member of our community and greater society. We have a very clear vision that every student is future ready, prepared for college, prepared for the global workplace, and prepared for personal success. Lake Washington students are achieving excellence in every area. This year, the school district boasts the highest graduation rate on record at 93.6%. Our students rank both nationally and within the state in language arts, math, and science. Annually, we have multiple National Merit Scholars and countless state and national academic and extracurricular championships. Our students are also recognized and awarded in the fine arts programs. Lake Washington School District's number is 414. That number stands for 4 learning communities, 1 district, for all students. Here's some background information on our efforts to increase safety and security, our enrollment information, and our classroom needs by region. The 2010 Capital Projects Levy allowed us to begin installing security cameras at all high schools. The 2014 Capital Projects Levy allowed us to begin installing interior classroom door locks, classroom window shades for lockdown procedures, and access control systems. The 2018 Capital Projects Levy allowed us to continue installing entry control systems and begin installation of security cameras at middle and choice schools. Here's another look at our enrollment growth. The district has increased 26% over the last 10 years. This is uncommon growth for any school district. Here's some specific information related to classroom space. Currently, we have 54 schools in our district. Of those 54 schools, 91% are at or over capacity. We have 169 portables being used as temporary classroom spaces. That means nearly 4,000 students are learning in portable classrooms. If we look at our projected enrollment over time, we can see that the use of permanent classroom spaces coupled with our temporary classroom spaces will still be inadequate to meet future growth in our district. Let's look at what those classroom needs are by level and learning community. In the Juanita learning community, approximately 250 students will not have adequate space. In Lake Washington learning community, approximately 500 students will not have space. And in the East Lake learning community, approximately 50 students will not have space. The Redmond learning community has been addressed recently with the addition of 2 new elementary schools, Barton and Baker Elementary Schools. At the middle level, Lake Washington learning community will have approximately 225 students who will not have adequate space. And at the high school level, approximately 350 students will not have adequate space in the Lake Washington learning community. As a reminder, the purpose of this levy is to continue to upgrade our safety and security measures and to provide for the immediate classroom needs due to rapid enrollment growth. The district is using current district funds paired with levy funds to address immediate classroom needs across the district. First, let's talk about how the district is using district funds to address middle school space needs for Kirkland and Rose Hill Middle Schools and elementary schools in Juanita. District funding will be added for portable classrooms, providing an additional capacity for 480 students. We'll add 10 portable classrooms to the Juanita Learning Community elementary schools, with specific sites to be determined. We'll relocate 10 portable classrooms from the Lake Washington High School site to Rose Hill and Kirkland Middle Schools. District funding will be paired with levy funding to add permanent classroom additions, permanent cafeteria and gym space, and permanent safety enhancements. We'll add additional classroom space for over 1,000 students. We'll add 44 additional permanent classrooms. We'll continue our focus on safety and security by adding external security cameras to all elementary schools in all learning communities. We'll be redesigning the entries at East Lake High School, Lake Washington High School, and Redmond High School. Juanita High School is currently under construction and includes a redesigned entry. Here's some specific project information. At Lake Washington High School, we'll be adding 20 additional permanent classrooms. We'll be expanding the cafeteria and adding an auxiliary gym. 10 portables will be moved from the Lake Washington High School site to Kirkland and Rose Hill Middle Schools. Here's specific information for the elementary sites. At all elementary sites, portables will remain on campus. Cafeteria and gym space will be expanded where feasible. At Rose Hill Elementary, we'll be adding 8 permanent classrooms and 4 portables will remain on site. At Franklin Elementary, we'll be adding 8 permanent classrooms with 3 portables remaining on site. At Carson Elementary, we'll add 4 permanent classrooms and 4 portables will remain on campus. At Twain Elementary, we'll add 4 permanent classrooms and 7 portables will still remain on campus. All elementary schools will have exterior security cameras added. High schools will continue with entry redesigns for Eastlake, Redmond, and Lake Washington High Schools. Here's additional information on project timelines and our funding plan. Our critical projects funding plans includes combining district funds with levy funds for a total project cost of $144 million. The amount of district funds being used is $24 million, which is the balance of remaining 2006 bonds and state construction assistance funds, minus the amount reserved for portables and property. This amount will be combined with the proposed levy funds in the amount of $120 million. This is equal to $20 million each year over the course of 6 years, for a total project cost of $144 million. The levy has been structured to replace bonds that are being paid off. This allows the district to maintain the current tax rate, so there will be no tax rate increase. Here's the proposed project timeline. Lake Washington classroom additions will open in the fall of 2020. Franklin, Rose Hill, and Twain Elementary classroom additions will open in the fall of 2021, along with Lake Washington High School core space additions. Carson classroom additions, Franklin, Rose Hill, and Twain core space additions will open in the fall of 2022. Carson core space additions will open in the fall of 2023. Safety and security upgrades will be taking place across the proposed timeline for all projects. Here's an overview of the ongoing strategies used to address capacity needs in Lake Washington School District. Our levy proposal will come to voters in April of 2019. Again, this levy measure is designed to address critical capacity needs. District funds will also be combined with levy funds in 2019 for this overall project. In 2020, our planning processes will continue as we convene the Long-Term Facility Task Force. In 2021, planning processes continue with the ED specification process. In 2022, additional funding measures may be proposed, which will continue to address critical capacity needs. These will most likely be large-scale building projects. As a reminder, the proposed levy is designed to provide for immediate classroom needs and does not resolve the long-term classroom needs across the district. Here are some frequently asked questions. Why is a district running a levy instead of a bond? A levy addresses immediate classroom needs. The district will need to engage with the long-term facility task force prior to putting another bond on the ballot. The district may propose a bond in the future to address additional classroom needs. Here's a reminder about the differences between funding options for adding classrooms. A bond is similar to a home loan, with all proceeds coming up front, being paid off over a long period of time, usually 20 years or longer. Levy funds are received over a designated period of time, usually up to 6 years. With bonds, we're able to receive a larger amount of funding for a level tax impact. Levies allow us to receive limited or smaller amounts of funding for a level tax impact. Bonds are typically able to fund full school construction projects, where levies are typically used to fund limited remodel projects, building additions, or other capital improvement projects. A bond requires a 60% voter approval, whereas levies require a 50% voter approval. What about the additional revenue received from McCleary funding? McCleary funding cannot pay for school construction. McCleary funding can only be spent on district operational expenses. For additional information on the proposed levy and the projects, please go to our district website at lwsd.org. And finally, please remember to vote on April 23, 2019. Thank you.